Let the record reflect that all action necessary for placing House Memorial 46 on final passage has been taken, and it is now subject to debate, amendment, or substitution. The gentlelady to explain the memorial.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So today is Santa Fe Scottish Rite Masonic Center Day, and the Santa Fe Scottish Rite Temple, built in 1912 as a historic landmark and home of the ancient accepted Scottish Rite of Freemasonry in New Mexico. The building, including its jewel box theater, with its original scenery collection and its artifacts, represent a time capsule of Masonic culture and theatrical history. The ancient and accepted Scottish Rite of Freemasonry, commonly known as the Scottish Rite, is one of the several groups that are part of the worldwide fraternity known as Freemasonry. The Scottish Rite is the largest and most widely practiced Masonic rite in the world and employs a lodge system. While there is no Masonic degree more important than that of the Master Mason, there is a long tradition, almost as long as Freemasonry, of high degrees that expand upon the elaborate the teachings and lessons of the first 3 degrees. The Scottish Rite degrees teach a series of moral lessons, culminating to the 32nd degree, Master of the Royal Sect, and the Scottish Rite continues a Master Mason's education in many ways. And with that, Mr. Speaker, I would like to introduce my guests that are on the floor today. First of all, we have Wesley Thornton. Wesley Thornton is the Sovereign Rank Grand Inspector General of New Mexico, who is a leader of the Scottish Rite Masons in New Mexico. He is one of 33 active members of the Supreme Council, which is the governing body for the Scottish Rite in the southern jurisdiction of the United States. He is the 5th person from New Mexico to hold this distinction. He is a practicing certified public accountant in Albuquerque with over 37 years of experience, and also one of my constituents. Thank you for being here. And next to him is the very lovely Robin Thornton. This is the wife of Wesley Thornton for 47 years. Congratulations. And is very supportive of the Scottish Rite and its programs, and is official hostess of the Scottish Rite of New Mexico. She and Wesley have been active in leading DeMole, am I saying that? DeMole International and the Masonic Youth Organization as well. Thank you for being here today. I also have John Adams. John Adams is a 33, is it degree? Am I saying that exactly correct? 33, okay. Mason and the General Secretary of Santa Fe. Thank you for being here. Mark Oldknow. Am I saying your name correctly? Close enough. Close enough. Thank you. And he is a 33 degree Mason and personal representative of the SGIG of New Mexico. Thank you for being here. We have Gary Scott, a 32nd degree Knight Commander of the Court of Honor of the Venerable Master of the Santa Fe Lodge, who could not be here today. He's doing a civic duty of jury duty, so we appreciate him. He wanted to come, but he couldn't be here today. Next, we have James Irick, 33 degree Mason and the prior of the New Mexico Consistory. Thank you for being here today. We have Dustin Cummings. Thank you. At 32nd degree and the Wise Master of the, I'm not going to say this right, Azatlan? Okay, you guys are saying close enough, great. Chapter of the, I got all kinds of good ones, of the Rose Croix? Okay, I got it. Thank you for being here. We have Scott Purvis, 32nd degree Mason, and the commander of the Coronado Council of Kadosh. Oh, I'm so sorry. Thank you for being here. We have a familiar face here. We have James Lamb, 32nd degree Knight Commander in the Court of Honor. Thank you for being here. He's also going to be playing bagpipes for us today. And we have Andrew Thornton, 32nd degree Mason. Thank you guys for being here today. I also have people in the gallery that are also part of this group. Could you guys rise and say hello to everybody?
Please rise from the gallery. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, everybody. And since its foundation, the membership of the Santa Fe Scottish Rite has included many important, influential, and historic members from across the state, such as Thomas B. Catron, inaugural U.S. Senator for the state of New Mexico, Richard Henry Hanna, pioneering attorney establishing Native American land and water rights across the Southwest, Rupert Ashland, early UNM professor and long-serving state budget director, Elliot Barker, long-serving state game warden, established state game commission, foster father of Smokey the Bear, cub, I didn't know that's very interesting, Clinton Anderson, U.S. Senator for New Mexico, sponsored National Medicare and Wilderness Act legislation, John Irick, former GOP state minority whip for 10 years, and Don Tripp, former Speaker of the New Mexico House of Representatives. And as we continue to celebrate Black History Month, I found it noteworthy that former United States Representative and Civil Rights activist John Lewis was also a 33rd degree Mason, quite the accomplishment to all that we have honored and recognized today. And I had the unique privilege of touring the Pink Building just a few blocks from here, and would encourage all members of this body to take some time, bring your family, and ask one of these fine gentlemen and ladies for a tour of the building and experience firsthand its historic and architectural jewel in our backyard. On your desk, you also find the document with information on how to schedule a tour. And with that, Mr. Speaker, I would ask that the Chief Clerk please read the memorial.
Clerk to read.
House Memorial 46, introduced by Representative Lord. A memorial declaring February 17, 2023, Santa Fe Scottish Rite Masonic Center Day in the House of Representatives. Whereas the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry in New Mexico first met in Santa Fe in 1882, and whereas the Scottish Rite in Santa Fe was incorporated in November 1908 and began to plan for the construction of the present-day site at Washington Avenue and Paseo de Peralta using Moorish Revival-style architecture, the cornerstone for which was laid on August 24, 1911. And whereas the Santa Fe Scottish Rite Masonic Center, completed in 1912, is a historic landmark and the home of the ancient and accepted Scottish Rite of Freemasonry in New Mexico. And whereas the building, including its jewel box theater, with original scenery collection and its artifacts, represents a time capsule of Masonic culture and theatrical history. And whereas Santa Fe Scottish Rite Masons have contributed to the development of New Mexico from territorial days through the State Constitutional Convention and continuing on to the present day, with leaders in civic, religious, and business services. And whereas the Santa Fe Scottish Rite Masonic Center has been in continuous use for more than 110 years, providing education for Masonic leaders, a location for growing number of movie productions, and a venue for plays, concerts, lectures, weddings, and memorial services, and especially for youth and education programs. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the House of Representatives of the State of New Mexico that February 17th, 2023, be designated Santa Fe Scottish Rite Masonic Center Day in the House of Representatives, and be it further resolved that the residents of New Mexico be asked to join the Scottish Rite Masons in observing the organization's 110 years of service and the outstanding contributions Scottish Rite Masons have made to the United States. And be it further resolved that copies of this memorial be transmitted to the Sovereign Grand Inspector General of the Grand Supreme Council in New Mexico and the Sovereign Grand Commander of the ancient and accepted Scottish Rite Southern Jurisdiction.
Mr. Speaker, before we continue, we have a brief performance by James Lamb on bagpipes.
Thank you, gentlelady, for arranging it, and thank you, performers. Something about those bagpipes just tugs at the heartstrings, young lady.
I absolutely agree. It gets me every single time. I don't know what it is, Mr. Speaker, but it does. And I apologize. Hopefully I did everything in correct order. If anybody has anything, can they ask me questions, or are we moving to move it now at this point?
Is there debate on House Memorial 46?
Mr. Speaker.
Gentlelady from Santa Fe, Representative Lujan.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As a representative here from Santa Fe, growing up here, we just called it the Pink Church. And when giving direction to anybody, especially those visiting our beautiful city, we just referenced the Pink Church, and everybody knew where that Pink Church was and where they were going, because it's on Paseo de Peralta, which is a roundabout type of circular street. So I want to thank our, we don't ask for yielding at this point, do we, Mr. Speaker? Correction?
You just did, gentlelady.
Thank you.
Good.
Would the gentlelady yield?
Yes, absolutely, I yield.
I apologize. Thank you, gentlelady, for bringing this forward. And I just wanted to stand in support and thank you for bringing this forward. This has been a place of history for us here. I have family members that are current members there at the Scottish Rite Temple as Masons. We've had many events there. It's a very welcoming and open place for the public and community. And I would tell anybody who is interested and has some time, who's visiting here in Santa Fe, to go and go to the Pink Church. And they have a theater there, Mr. Speaker. This is one of the most beautiful theaters in New Mexico. It's well preserved. And they have many shows there today. And I just wanted to honor somebody that couldn't be here today. His name is Patrick Varela, who he's the current treasurer at the Montezuma charter, and he wanted me to let everybody know that this was the first lodge from the St. Louis Charter, New Mexico. And one of the notable members was Kit Carson. So a little bit of history there, and I just want to say thank you again, gentlelady, for bringing this forward, and I really support this and bringing a light to this place in our beautiful city. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, gentlelady. There is further debate. Gentlelady from Taos, Representative Ortiz.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Will the gentlelady from Torrance and Bernalillo please yield?
Absolutely.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, gentlelady, for bringing this. 32 years ago, if you can believe this, I was going to college, and I had a big gap in what I was awarded to go to college and what it was required for me to pay. That gap was somewhere around $7,000 each year. And the Scottish Rite Temple of Oakland stepped in and paid that gap each year for 4 years. I had some troubles in my junior year, and I didn't quite meet their grade point average, and I called my sponsor from the Scottish Rite Temple, and I explained what was happening to me, and he said, "Christina, don't worry, we got you." So I'm so grateful for the Scottish Rite Temples all around the country. I've not been to this one in Santa Fe, and I cannot wait for the tour, but please know that Scottish Rite Temples all around the country and here in Santa Fe support students. They help this little girl get to, well, no, bigger girl, well, still little, older girl get to college. So thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, gentlelady.
Is there further debate on House Memorial 46? Seeing none, the gentlelady to close.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I now move that House Memorial 46 do now pass, and I now ask for unanimous consent of the House, and that the record show that the roll has been called and all members presented voted in the affirmative.
In a motion to show all members of the House present and voting in the affirmative. Seeing no objection, it is so ordered. We are on final passage of House Memorial 46. The vote is now open. Vote is now closed by a vote of 7 in the affirmative, 0 in the negative. House Memorial 46 has duly passed this House.